Good evening, folks, and welcome to Friday night GSRC broadcasting with myself, Greg Heaney, and John Merritt on broadcast within the production booth over there, coming to you tonight with our first race sessions coming from Circuit de Lédenon over in France.
Not John Merritt.
Sorry. No, Baldwin. I'm having a great start. All right, so I've stumbled already. So we'll try and pick that up again. I'm looking at the timing screen at the same time, and it's like, yes, John Merritt's at the top. So sorry about that, Joe.
That's all right, mate.
I was close at least. I had the J and the O part right. So we'll try again. So picking up here at the end of the qualifying period for our Formula Ford race for tonight. What have we got? We've got sprints tonight, haven't we, Joe? I believe.
Yeah, we do, mate. Yeah, you got three sprint races.
3 sprints tonight. That's going to get busy. 2 or 3 sprints tonight. We'll figure that out as we go.
2, sorry.
2. Okay, so we're all sorted there. So 2 sprints tonight from Lédenon. So it'll be a 25 and a 35-minute race, I believe, if it's the same as the last time. Or it'll be a 15 and 25 for the guys tonight, and followed up with some super formulas from Algarve or Portimão, depending on how you want to refer to the track. See here, we're coming fairly warm day for the guys today, 28 degrees with a 34-degree track temp. So it should be a little bit slippery out there. Should make for some very interesting racing. As we have a look at the moment at the... I'm just looking at the timing screen. It is a very, very tight spread across the field. Unfortunately, from what we can see at the moment, it is a slightly diminished field in terms of total cars. So looking at the standings chart here, with Adam Lavis at 232, Jeff Adams 157, Rodney Golan 151, Dave Baz 150, Phil King 143, and very tight gaps all the way down. It's going to make for some very interesting shake-up at the end of this, I believe, depending on who has and who hasn't shown up with inside the top 10 for tonight. And we've also got tonight between servers, we will also have the wheelie spins wheels to determine what the boys are doing for the wheelie spins / MtnMen, if you want to have a little bit of nostalgia tomorrow night as well. So it will be just interesting to see what comes up for that one. And here we go with our first race grid. We've got John Merritt taking pole with a 127.1. And we've got Lachlan Purvis, I think that's a new name, or one we haven't seen for a little while. In second, Braden Sagasar, Jeff Adams, Adam Maverick, Brett Bradbury, Phil King, Steve Murray, Mark Bowman and Russell Gander making up the top 10. Followed by Taylor Oakes and Tony Baker rounding out the 12. As I said, unfortunately, for some unknown reason tonight, we have a slightly diminished field. Unless there's a whole bunch of Geelong supporters that just want to watch the football tonight and watch them do a live training run.
Yeah, look, it's one of those tracks. Lédenon, I actually thoroughly enjoy racing here. I think it's a great circuit. But obviously the masses don't agree. The Formula Ford's proven to be quite popular, but we do have quite a diminution tonight. So I think we've had a total of 32 drivers take part in a Formula Ford race to this point in the season, with round 5, and we've only got 12 of those have actually shown up tonight, which is it's a bit disappointing. But there are 12 good names in there, so I have no doubt some of these guys are going to put on some pretty good racing for us to whet the appetite, so to speak. So,
yeah, I've no doubt.
Yeah, look, guys like Merritt, Purvis, Sagasar, Adams, Adam Maverick, all those guys in the top 10 are all pretty handy in a Formula Ford. So, and with a track like this, it's a lot of undulation here. Change of direction at apexes, and as far as like going uphill, downhill sort of thing. Like,
oh yeah, the up and downhill around here is going to feel a little bit slow in these cars.
Yeah,
as we
work for it.
Going green, and off we go with the first green of the night, and it looks to be that not everybody took to the grid. Counting that correctly, but I just see John Merritt off to an early break here. He's managed to get it off the line nice and cleanly. And I think they're all just going to settle into a groove and just run around and see where they can get moves done. So having driven some GT3s around this track, it is a lot of up and down, some blind crest apexes and so forth like that. So it should make it rather interesting, particularly in very small cars. There is plenty of room around this track for these guys. So with any luck, they can keep it all nicely bunched up and give us some good racing around here.
This section down through here, if you get the curves right and right up wide there, we've got on board with King. Forward run up the hill. This section up here is quite tricky. You can't see the apex as you get up this hill. From
normally there's a tree. Yeah, normally there's a tree over the back fence that you kind of use as your aiming marker as you come up and over the hill, as to where the apex kind of roughly is. At least you know you're aiming in the right directions. We can see Phil King here, along with Steve Murray and Brett Bradbury having a little bit of a tussle early on. And that hill coming out of that last corner just feels like it takes forever to get up, even in GT3, and it's actually surprisingly steep compared to what it actually looks like on the broadcast. So John Merritt.
Did he start from pit lane? He's back 7th position. No Taylor Oates and no Tony Baker either.
Baker. Yeah, so I think Braden might have either missed the grid start or he actually did opt to start from the pit lane.
He's showing a lap down, is that correct?
Certainly looks like it. But he is, well, I don't think he's actually a lap down yet. I can see him at a minute and 6 down, so I reckon he's either missed the start. Oh, we've got an incident in the background now. A couple of the guys have come together. They managed to sort themselves out.
Russell Gander and Mark Bowman. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, Russell's just lost the rear, and Mark has just been unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time and just gotten caught up there. So
here we got young John Merritt doing Merritt things. He's got a clean pair of heels at the moment, so he's just eked it out to a 1 second gap over Purvis. Now I can tell you now, Purvis, he's a fairly handy little peddler. Actually, I had a bit of a good race against him last night in the V's. And he's no slouch, so Merritt's certainly doing a good job out front with these cars where, quite a lot of parity with these because the run wide did Purvis there over the curb.
Yeah, they managed to keep it there and still be able to fight for the position. If these three guys here, we've got Jeff, Lachlan and Adam, if these guys battle around too much and argue over the same piece of bitumen,
going to be gone.
Merritt's going to check out and disappear up the road. As we can see, even with just a little bit of scuffling that they've had, John's already out to a 1.5 second gap, and that was at 1 second at the start of the lap. So it's going to make it very interesting if these guys argue too much. I would expect to see that if Adam gets a sniff of a gap somewhere, he's potentially, I would think, probably going to go for it to try and get past young Lachlan here to try and get up the road and get after John at the front. So,
well, his next closest nemesis in the championship is actually Jeff Adams, 2 spots again ahead of him there, but he's got a 80-point gap over him at the moment. But Jeff's also dropped a round, and the drop rounds haven't come into effect yet either, so that'll all come to pass after, I think, round 6. I think they start dropping doing the drop rounds.
It's round 7, I believe.
Round 7.
Yeah, at the end of round 7, the drop rounds kick in, so your 2 lowest rounds will be null and void. And I think I'm probably sitting on about 3 of my lowest rounds so far with my Porsche Cup racing. So it's going to be interesting as to which one of them is still remaining after round 7. So So we right on board here with Stephen Murray. We've got him defending there from Brett Bradbury in the background, running a little bit too, probably a little bit too deep there for allowing Brett to close that gap down, and potentially get a run on him here through this long double right hand. I've got to remember which way the course goes. Double right-handed apex here into this uphill corner. Then you use a lot of banking through there, so it makes it nice and easy to keep a decent amount of speed in the car, and it doesn't wash out so much. As we come around this top of the corner here, Brett got really close in there. He's had to check that up. So that run down the hill here where the guys are now is you can pretty much drive the cars almost in a straight line, I'd like to say, but not quite. There is a few little kinks in it down the hill, but you can still keep it fairly flat and just clip it across the apexes as you run down the hill. As we can see back to the front here with John, he's now out to a 1.5, 1.6-ish gap with Jeff still defending against Lachlan and Adam Maverick here.
Yeah, I think take a bit of a miracle or calamity for John and a miracle for Jeff, Lachlan and Adam to get onto the gearbox of John in this one. We've got still 8.5 minutes of racing to go, but that's just going to give John more time to put a gap in. He's certainly got a clean pair of heels in race one.
Yeah, and with obviously without having to defend against anybody, and he's just got a lot of clean air in front of him, he's managed to currently set the fastest lap at a 1:27.68. So it's not a bad time in a little Formula Ford around here. You're probably, I think, about 1:10 to just over a minute, I think, in a GT style car, but obviously having a lot more horsepower and a bit more aero in those.
Taylor. So Taylor Oates, he's just dobbed himself in. He fell asleep in the sim during practice. He missed quali and the race start. Yeah, mate, the 14-hour work days, I can certainly empathise with that one. I do them about 5 days a week myself, and being in the trucking industry, so I'm with you, mate. Yeah, head to bed if you're that tired, Taylor.
Or have a coffee and jump in for the SF at Algarve.
You won't fall asleep driving them things.
That'll keep you awake. Well, I think Adam might have a bit of a run here. He's certainly closed the gap up to Lachlan, and Lachlan's just dropped a little bit of space to Jeff. Little points around this track where these three guys have got their own strengths, and Adam just keeping the nose clean and just sitting slightly off the back and hoping for the mistake, and that perceived pressure can take its toll eventually.
I'm just sitting there, just keeping it on. He's so we got, what do we got? We got 6.5 minutes to go, and I reckon Adam's probably sitting here right now, sizing up where they're good. Jeez, he's good there, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, that corner through there, if you can get those two corners right, albeit it's almost just an extension of the straight down the hill, and then the left hand through there. If you can get that right, you get such a slingshot out of that corner because of the banking that's on the corner. You can carry so much pace through, and kind of, yeah, just slingshots you straight up the hill, and it will certainly close a gap, as it looks like Adam almost has overlap there and not quite. So it looks like Lachlan was able to keep enough pace to keep him at bay.
One thing that we probably won't see tonight, just by nature of the track, is like drafting slingshot overtakes. There's not really a I mean, obviously the main straight, but coming onto it, such an uphill probably knocks the ability to draft out of it, because the majority of your horsepower is trying to get up to the start finish line.
Yeah, that's one thing I think.
The horsepower, so there's not much of draft passing here is not really going to be a thing. You're going to have to do it the manly way.
Get the elbows out, and well, it looks like Lachlan had a little bit of a lock up there.
Oh, he's trying to do. He's awkward here. Adam's got a sniff.
I think Adam did the gentlemanly thing and gave him a little bit of space to recover that car without
I've actually
compromising himself too much.
Now, I've actually seen his trophy haul from last season, and I've got to tell you, it's pretty damn impressive. He's got between overall thirds, seconds, and a championship win last season. I think he ended up with seven podium.
No, it's fair effort.
Yeah, 7 podium championships in season B for Adam Maverick. So that if you're going to name a season B overall champion just on pure consistency, I think Maverick would have to be. He'd probably nearly have to take the gong for that one. Just so consistent, and he doesn't generally get into conflicts on track. He's a very smart racer.
Yeah, I will vouch for that as well. He will just about all the time race you as hard and as fair as humanly possible. So, have we had an incident here for Phil King?
Lost the handle.
Oh,
jeepers.
There wasn't a lot of room in that. He managed to get it stopped and keep it pointing in the right direction. So he was very lucky not to be cleaned up on the way through there.
So this is Brett's view of that one.
Just how close it was.
Yes, why? That's about
I remember maybe a tyre width in that, I think.
There wasn't much.
As we can take a look back here at the lead battle here. Mav's
taking the move.
Potentially got a move here. If he can hold the line.
Oh, he's got the move all right. Oh, Lachlan.
Lachlan's managed to half loop it and keep it pointing in the right direction. They've got, obviously, these guys have got plenty of gap to the guys behind in fifth. Probably just a compression lock of the rear, I think.
He's probably seen as he's just got into part of the track, grabbed the brake, and just it's an awkward section of the track there. Like, whilst it's a continuous left, if you try and change your speed too much there or whatever, it's very easy, as you see there, to get the rear of the car loose and you just lose the handle. Yeah, unfortunately for Lachlan, he has lost the handle. It's put him back to fourth, and now Adam is on the hunt down for Jeff Adams, but he's only got this lap and probably one more, I'd say. We've become a little quiet this time, maybe.
Ticking over at 13 minutes now, possibly, unless John's been able to eke it out enough to.
There'll be another 2. John's just crossing the line now.
Yep, and Barney still hasn't pulled the white flag out.
Hasn't.
So Mav may still have an opportunity here, though the gap looks maybe a little bit too far. 0.8 of a second between the guys there. It will certainly make for an interesting race in race 2, being that it's quite possibly with our sprint round setups it's going to be a reverse top 10, which is basically the entire field tonight, Joe. So it will make for a very interesting first couple of corners, I think.
Definitely. So Braden Sagasar, even though he missed first race, here he is now. He's actually just been lapped by Mr. Merritt. To be fair, I would have done the same thing. Lifted, let the leader pass, and it's one less painful lap that you got to do in rain.
Oh, hang on. So you mean like you had to do on Wednesday because you miscalculated your fuel, right?
Well, if I hadn't have done that, you probably would have won.
No. Yeah, well, look, I could have potentially if I hadn't stuck it in the fence at Murray's.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, actually, you did. That's right.
I did. Second last lap, and I got the groove. I was out of the groove, coming into Murray's corner, and ended up parking the car in the fence. And it's like, so I ended up dropping from second to fourth in that one, and which was a little bit unfortunate for my own championship. But look, I mean, it is what it is, and nature of the beast with the supercar at Bathurst is we see John getting a little bit of a slide on there. Braden just got to keep his distance so he doesn't tap him if he does get a little bit out of shape here. Jeff Adams ever so slowly but I don't think he's going to catch him. And it looks like Jeff has actually opened out a bit more of a gap to Adam, and a little bit of clear air and a little bit less pressure in the mirror. Just being able to keep it clean and straight.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Phil King, Mark Bowman. What's trip? Yeah. Okay. Whoops.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. They've clash of wheels and got themselves tangled up together. I'll leave that one up for race control's discretion to decide how that one goes.
Here we go, coming to the flag.
John Merritt with a flag to flag win, so that was a nice drive from John there. Followed by Jeff, Adam Maverick, Lachlan Purvis.
I'm Steve Murray.
And Brett Bradbury in tow, so that was at least a nice tight little battle there towards the flag with about a half a second gap between them. Phil King and Mark Bowman coming up next, with also Russell Gander in tow. Braden Sagasar to bring up in 10th place, who'd already finished the line, not far behind the lead car. Now, it would be interesting if they turn the rain on for the next race.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Oh yeah. But results from race 1, so John Merritt, Jeff Adams, Adam Maverick, Lachlan Purvis, Steve Murray, Brett Bradbury, Phil King, Mark Bowman, Russell Gander and Braden Sagasar, with Taylor Oakes and Tony Baker not taking to the grid.
Now probably we won't get anyone in. We might actually try and knock out early between races here, because they should be going to a warm-up at the moment. So we've got a couple of minutes. Might go and do the call for the MtnMen tonight. MtnMen wheelie spins. What do you think, Greg?
Why not?
Why not? All right, so here we go. Here's our track option. All right, we'll do it back to front. So we'll pick our track first and then our car. So,
well, why don't we do the track now and we'll do the car a little bit after.
All right, we'll do that. And Sandown.
We're going to Dandenong.
Sandown. Let's head down Dandenong Road. All right.
Now we keep everybody waiting for the car, you reckon?
I hope it's the Xfinity car. Oh, lordy lord. All right. So we got the GT3, the old Beamer, Xfinity's.
Oh, the GDP would be interesting around Sandown.
It would. Well, it's just going to be the Clio. Right, should we go? Oh, nearly.
No, you're driving the Nissan. That's an absolute rocket ship of a car.
It is a rocket ship. So the flying thong around, and who would have thought you'd see people in a flying thong around Dandenong?
Are we saying you're going to be doing like 45-second laps?
About that. So tomorrow night.
Hold on to your hats.
GTP ZXT Nissan flying thong, great fun around Dandenong and at Sandown. So that's where we're off to tomorrow night, gentlemen. The broadcast schedule. Obviously this week here we are at Circuit de Lédenon. Next week another Circuit du, and it's Navarra next week for Formula 4. So hopefully we get a little bit better attendance next week at Navarra, which would be nice. But yeah, so then the week after off to Zolder, that's going to be a great race. You know, it's a fantastic track, and I think these cars are going to be magic there. So looking forward to that one as we go into the grid.
Yeah, it certainly looks like the boys are taking to the grid for race 2 here, and this one being 25 minutes in length. So we've got the grid here. So we've got Braden Sagasar, Russell Gander, Mark Bowman, Phil King, Brett Bradbury, Steve Murray, Lachlan Purvis, Adam Maverick, Jeff Adams and John Merritt filling out the top 10, being a reverse grid. So and obviously Taylor Oakes and Tony Baker unfortunately missing out. And they're off. Here we go for race 2. It was a very short run. Let's see how we get on here with the fast guys coming through from the back. So I think now with Spreyton at the front, they're going to have to try and play catch up with catching up to him. So
moving in the middle there already. Oh, this is an angry swarm. In contact.
There's the
contact 3,
first
4,
one.
5.
Oh,
Oh, Mav, no.
Mav's on his roof. That's unfortunate.
Oh, championship leader.
Yep. And I think somebody ended up missing part of a suspension setup.
Oh. Oh, no.
That's very unfortunate for Maverick. As we have Roman, Brett Bradbury, and Adam all on the tow rope, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't drive real well when they're on the roll hoop.
No, and from all accounts with one wheel missing. I think Mark Bowman, I think it was Mark, may have been missing a front right wheel and suspension setup.
Mark Bowman, what did that got loose to start with?
I think he had a little bit, but I think it was the white car on the inside's just gone a little bit too deep and got into the side of one of the other cars, and it's just all
that's Bradbury.
block of wheels and suspension, and they've all just ended up in the fence, unfortunately.
Oh, if that fence hadn't have been there, they wouldn't have bounced back out, and it's just a little bit of contact there for Mav, and oh golly,
Unfortunate.
like lemony snickets, isn't it? A series of unfortunate events.
Yep, very much so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to be one for Mav to put into the drop round basket for the point. Although in saying that, still going to be a top 10.
Well, yes, that is true.
So Bowman and Bradbury, this in the pit as well. So I'm not sure how long the tow is around here, but they haven't.
Yeah, I'm
come
not too
out.
sure either. I think I can't remember the last time I actually drove this track and had to jump on the tow rope, so not 100% sure. See, John Merritt actually managed to somehow make his way through that. Looks like he's made it pretty unscathed through there, if I can actually get my words out tonight. And he's managed to get himself up to 3rd place from the back of the grid on the last race, and he's got Jeff Adams and Phil King for company.
Phil King, yeah, he's just got around Phil King. Mav's back out. Right, that's Brett Bradbury's just come out of the pits.
Yeah, and doing the right thing by staying well out of the way of the lead group that are battling for position here.
So Merritt now, can he hunt down from 4.9 seconds Braden Sagasar? He's got, oh, hang on. What happened there? Oh, no. I just seen Braden disappear from my timing marker. I thought something might have happened. So,
As
there you go.
See, race control.
Contact on Russell Gander, turn, lap 1, turn 14.
That might be from race 1.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's only like turn 4 on circuit. One came up. So yeah, the 4.75 second gap. We'll see if John can close that down. He's got plenty of time. And having a little bit of free air with Phil and Jeff battling on in the background is going to ease the pressure a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately that incident on lap 1 has really broken the field up, so we're going to have to hunt around and try and hopefully do it. But, oh no, Russell Ganders.
Yeah, it was unfortunate from Russell there. As you said, Joe, when they did the race 1 through there, and we had a little bit of an incident. It is easy to lose the rears on that that corner, as it is just that long left-hander that does tighten towards the end, and trying to take a bit of speed off mid-corner is not ideal. As we can see here, Phil and Jeff having a little battle here. It looks like Jeff might have the move done, and he has. So nice and clean for that one.
Lachlan's up to where he started. Jeff Adams, he's up 6, and Merritt's up 8. And the luckless Adam Maverick, he's out 8, so he was the first of the 3 to get back out field. And Brett's copped the big wacky stick from race control. 25-second penalty. Rear contact with 267 Mark Bowman. Lap 1, race 2. So, which is, I mean, Brett's already laps down at the moment, so that's probably just bit of a slap
salt
on the back
in
of
the wound.
Salt in the wound. That's razor.
As you said, it has unfortunately strung the field out a bit here. It would be nice if these things didn't happen, but unfortunately that's motor racing. But we'll do what we can to find the battles. We've got Jeff and Phil here trying to keep each other company. And,
hey, if it was a Saturday night, I would have thrown a yellow.
Well, of course you would have.
Only on a Saturday, though.
Well, yeah, we can generally tell on a Saturday when there's going to be a yellow flag. It's when Joe ends up in the wall somewhere.
When I crash.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I think everybody says that to you, Joe, on a Saturday.
Yeah, everyone does. It's only been the running joke for about 4 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be the ever running joke.
Yeah. Hey, who says
as long as you're in. Yeah, well, that's true. As long as you're in charge of as long as you're in charge of a Saturday night, that's going to be there.
Adam got Phil King.
Well, that gap to the lead group, the leader between John and Brayden has now diminished down to 1.2 seconds.
What?
So either Brayden has had a moment, or John is just absolutely burning the tyres off that car, hunting down Brayden.
I can tell you now, Brayden's definitely had a moment, because his best lap to date has been 127.73. Merritt's been at 27.16, which was his last lap, and Brayden's last lap was 1:30.38. So he's had an error that's cost him about 3 seconds on the last lap. It hasn't actually shown up on my little timing loop here as off track or anything like that. So what's actually happened to Brayden on that lap? But this guy, you know he's got the crosshairs out right about now, don't you?
Oh yeah. He's locked onto the back of that car, and he's going to do everything that he can to get past. And I think the pressure on young Brayden's shoulders is going to be immense with John sitting behind him. This is going to be a very interesting 15 or 17 minutes, I think we've got about now. 16 minutes to go, so it's going to make for a very interesting 16 odd minutes worth of racing if Brayden can keep John behind. But if John gets past, it's going to be a case of can Brayden stay close enough to potentially get that position back. So,
what's the over and under on Merritt getting him? Because let's be honest, Merritt gets just about everybody, doesn't he?
Just about.
Yeah, it's actually good to see John. I believe he's relocated from Echuca to Melbourne now. I believe he's living in Melbourne, and he showed up racing last week, I think, and he said to us that he'd finally got the rig moved to Melbourne from Echuca, and we all had a collective he's going to come in and whip everybody.
A little bit
again.
of a sigh of, no, he's back again.
Just resigned to the fact that we're all racing second when it comes to little open wheel cars with John around.
Well, I mean, at least it gives you something to aim for.
He does.
It's like when you're in your race Porsche Cup and you've got Aiden, you've got Corey, Sam and Benny Pedersen on the track. It's like, Sam Muir that is. It's like, well, right, okay, we're battling for fourth.
And Sam Chapman as well, just quietly. He's
Yes,
been pretty
and
speedy
Chapo.
lately in the Porsche Cup as young Chapo.
Yeah, and so is Liam Banks. Don't ask me where he's got his turn and pace from. He turns up 2 weeks in a row and takes the win, and I'm like, really? Where did you come from? What are you doing? Here I am pushing for a potential spot on that podium. And Liam's come and taken it off me at this point in time. We're only halfway through.
Do you practice?
I do, but probably not as much as I should.
Yeah, I remember I know Russell Ganders had an incident. Happened to Russell.
I think he's done it all on his own.
Done the same as what Purvis did. I think race one, just lost the rear. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit too hot into the corner there.
Yeah, got the rear loose. Oh, Merritt's right up under the gearbox of Braden Sagassa now. We don't need to monitor the gap now. You can see it visually on the screen there. We're going back to, a couple of seasons ago, I was fortunate enough to win the Porsche Open Cup, and I've only done it. Oh, Merritt's up the inside.
Merritt's got some overlap here. Oh, Braden's able to hang it on. Doesn't want to leave that door open too much, because if he does, you know John's going to put the car in there.
Yeah, you don't give John a sniff as they run up onto the main straight. I tell you, John's got a good run out of the corner here.
Yeah, he might be getting a little bit of draft overlap here too, which it looks like he has. Oh, interlocking wheels. That could have been bad for all parties involved.
That's what you call a brown pants moment, that one. Oh,
yeah,
John's got him.
Like Braden's, I think Braden lost the momentum through one of those corners and ran a little bit wide. So
fighting back though. No.
Yeah, he hasn't given up yet.
Deep round the outside, carries the momentum. Don't pass him by doing that, mate. That's a penalty, but no. Back in behind.
The off-track limits around here are pretty liberal. So it's another one of those tracks similar to the ones we've had in the last couple of weeks with GT3s and the supercars, where you can be about completely over the white line and the track doesn't ping you for an off-track. But with our rule set, it would be deemed incorrect.
Yeah, so, gaining an advantage or being in a contact situation, which has been a bit of a hot topic actually the last couple of weeks. But it's the rule set that we run with, and it's after 5.5, nearly 6 years of the existence of the club, it's rules have got to evolve as the numbers increase and the skill level between the haves and the have-nots sort of way to describe. I'm one of the have-nots. I'm certainly not one of the pacey guys, but I
think Braden might have a bit of a run here, depending on how he goes with his braking. Certainly kept that gap nice and close through that last couple of corners.
He'll be studying John's line. Oh, he's going for the move. No.
Yeah, I think John had that door shut before he even got there.
Yeah, but you don't mind.
Not going to want to do that too much, because you get that wrong once, you're going to see what happened. We'll have a repeat of what happened on lap one.
I'm sure Jeff Adams is sitting back here right now and saying, "Fight your pair of buggers! Come on, get into it!" And that'll get him back into the game.
Yeah, well, Jeff's in close enough proximity that if these two guys come together, he's going to be right on the back of them. And if they do end up off in the sand or turned around, Jeff's going to still have plenty of time to react to move around the guys and then hopefully drive off into the distance in pole position.
It was half a second faster on the last lap than John Merritt. Let's see what gain. No, he's lost 2/10.
Oh, he's got the move up the inside. Can he hang on to it?
No, make the pass from there, Braden.
little bit too much curb there. I think it's probably unsettled the car a little bit. So the curb's not going to give you as much grip as the black stuff.
He did do a 27.09 last lap with Brayden, but he's picked up an off track.
Yeah, it's probably through.
It hasn't got in the fastest lap, even though he did do a 20.09.
Probably being a little bit too liberal on some of the curbing.
It's capped him now 6/10. Jeff Adams second.
Yeah, I think that gap's come from that attempted run through turn 3. Taking a little bit more curb. As we just switch back here to Lachlan and Steve Murray. Lachlan being close enough to potentially get a move done here if he can find a gap, which they've pulled that up nicely in defence on the apex there, which has caused Lachlan to have to back off slightly. Guys here should make it good. If Lachlan gets a run here out of that, decent run here out of the last corner, he could have a possible move on at turn 1. Dropped out of the draft ever so slightly.
Happened, Jeff. Oh no.
No, I think he's just staying in there. If your off-track alert might have gone off, it might have been just a drop of the wheel then.
Yeah. Run down the list. The other runners at the moment, we've got Bill King. He's got a bit of a lonely race here now. Fourth, Steve Murray's got that battle going with Purvis, so he's battling for a top 5. Lachlan, he's made work for it. We've still got nearly 8 minutes to go. But that'll be another position to keep an eye on for the top 5. Russell Gander, he's a bit of a lonely spot there, 7th. Couple of laps down. Adam Maverick, he's just there, ticking off the laps, get the points. 8th, Brett Bradbury 9th. And Mark Bowman, he's out doing the laps as well, so he'll be credited 10th.
Yep, so obviously having to complete 75% race distance, as we can see.
Sagasar's all over him. Move on around the outside. Great move.
Can he hang on to it? Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to hang on to it though, with John holding the tight line through there. Oh, that will compromise John's run out of the corner. John just parking the car right where he needs to be on that defensive inside line, forcing Brayden to have to change his line of attack. Excellent. Even though it is a diminished field, this is an excellent little battle going on here, and this is going to draw Jeff ever so slightly closer to the back of this and make it into a 3-way fight, I reckon, if these guys keep going the way they are. It will spice things up slightly as we get towards the end of this this second race. I think Brayden might be getting a little bit impatient here. He's trying to have a sniff where there really isn't a gap to go for. I think he's more just trying to unsettle John. All I'll say is good luck with that, mate.
Still got maybe 5 laps to go. 4
or 5 laps to go. You probably don't want to be behind him with about 2 to go.
Well, what this hard racing's done, which I said earlier, is Jeff wants these guys to fight. And
yeah, he's down to half a second gap. That was at 0.9. He's already gained a quarter of a second, almost half a second on the last lap. So the more they battle around at the front, the closer that gap's going to get for Jeff. And will make it very interesting. Then Brayden's going to have to be looking in his mirrors as well as looking out the front of the car.
Purvis and Murray battle still going on for the the back end of the top 5, so that's going to be our other little battle that we keep an eye on. Oh, Purvis has got it. No, Murray.
Oh, that could be.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, that was. They weren't quite interlocked, but they were getting close to it. And, they would have both ended up off in the grass, I think. Switch back to the lead pack here. So the gap for Jeff is now down to...
John just got a bad run. Right as we had a look at that, as he got to the apex of the last corner there, he got a big slide up and had to catch it. So
Jeff's going for the wide move here as Spreyton pushes John towards the inside as defensive action there.
Right there, just that bit of a slide broke his momentum. Sagasar pounces.
You see, he pushes Braden, then pushes John all the way to the left-hand side of the track to compromise his run. And unfortunately, Jeff didn't quite have enough pace to make the move as well. However, this has now closed the top 3 up to 0.4 of a second spread, so this is going to make it very interesting. I reckon, looking at the timings here, I reckon we've probably got maybe another 2, possibly 3 laps from here for these guys to duke it out for the final podium positions. At least in running order anyway.
They crossed the line. Before we took over 22. I reckon we might have 2, 3 to go.
Maybe. The line's a fair way up the hill, so there's a 22-minute mark.
Yeah, so we'll get the 23 and a half.
Like,
yeah.
John got a decent run up the hill that time. Looking for the over-under. He's got it on the inside.
No.
Not quite.
Run down here, though. You'll get the overlap.
Not into the hairpin. Too easy. That one's a little bit easy to defend. It's going to be the next set of the next set of right-handers are going to be the one that John will possibly be looking to get a little bit of overlap on. Because if you can keep Braden up high on the banked right-handers coming up, it'll give him a little bit tighter line through the corner, which will make it a bit easier for him. But it's just going to be dependent if you can actually get there. Hasn't in this case. Use the momentum up the hill. Like Jeff almost had a little bit of a moment in the background there, behind these guys.
Guys get to the front straight. We'll have this with Mr. Purvis. Have to have a look at. Currently on the tow hook in the pit, so that's another option for Maverick.
John might have had a compromised run coming up the hill there. It looked like he had a little bit of a wiggle on. Can't see Barney in the background waving the white flag, so I reckon we've got 2 more. Oh, he's looks like he's just gone, not accounted for potential braking zone maybe, and run into the back of Steve, unfortunately.
He's gone. Stick with this front battle at the front here.
I'm still looking for that gap, so depending on how it goes. Are we on the white flag, Joe? I think we are.
No, we're not. No.
Maybe not. Not yet, so we're going to have a little bit of overtime. So these guys, I don't think they'll get back to the flag before the 25-minute mark clicks over.
Oh, Braden made a mistake there. Left it all wide open for John. He's hanging on to the overlap. This is going to battle down to the last corner. Don't have contact, boys. John's
Braden ran a little bit wider.
Oh, here we go. Now we're coming.
And
Oh,
Jeff-
no, this is the finish.
Is this the finish? Oh, jeez. Well, that was very interesting. What have we
Final
got?
lap.
We've got 0.07. We'll need to get a photo finish replay of that one because it's going to be hard to tell who actually took second there. Though the timings chart would say it was Brayden, and then Jeff finishing that off. As we have the last of the runners coming across the line now. We've got who's this coming up? Adam Maverick? No, it's Russell
Bowman.
Gander, I believe. Or was that Bowman? Yeah.
Oh, no, Bowman's coming now. That was Gander that just cross.
With Mark Bowman on his way to the finish line now, and then Adam Maverick coming up. So a couple of corners, a section of straight and a couple of corners to go. Unfortunate for Adam to get tangled up in that incident at the start, but good to see he did manage to stick it out and get to the end. And a couple of other incidents here and there, he's actually managed to nab himself a 7th place, up 1 position from where he started. So it's a positive. So it's a gain at least. And in the end there, we did actually have, I think it might have been on the last lap, or I'm not entirely sure where it clicked up, but the front 3 cars were separated by not a hell of a lot on their best laps. But
0.13. The last lap, Merritt did a 23, a 27.85 for Sagasar, and a 25.9 Jeffrey Adams.
So there was, not a lot whatsoever.
No, not
You
at
can
all.
see there with John Merritt taking a clean sweep for tonight, with making one hell of a fist of it at the end. John Merritt ahead of Brayden Sagasar by 0.062, and then followed up very, very closely by Jeff Adams with a 0.13. Phil King, Steve Murray, Russell Gander, Adam Maverick, Brett Bradbury, Mark Bowman, and Lachlan Purvis rounding out the 10 for the field tonight.
Unfortunate that incident on lap 1 probably took away what could have been a quite a interesting race, I guess. But yeah, just unfortunate. It happens. We'll actually get here.
John Merritt's jumped into the green room, so we'll drag him into the broadcast booth and get John's thoughts on the very interesting racing for tonight. How you going, John?
Yeah, good, Greg. Yourself?
Good. Interesting race from you. You managed to find a way around the incident on race 2 and chase down young Brayden at the front. It was certainly some interesting running for the last handful of laps from what we could see.
Yeah, no, it was. There was actually really good racing, awesome racing. So I was pretty lucky to get the W in the last one, I think.
Yeah, from what we could see, I think there was about 3 laps from the end. You had a little bit of a moment coming out of the last corner up the hill. You had a bit of a slide on, and Brayden managed to get past you, and then it looked like he left the door open a lap or 2 later, in which allowed you back past. So.
Yeah, I just managed to, at that sort of semi-hairpin, just get the car up beside him, or just ahead of him, and, at the racing room, and sort of knew in that last corner if I slowed it up at the middle of the apex, I'd probably be okay.
Yeah. So were you concerned at all by the fast-moving Jeff Adams in your rearview mirror at any point?
Oh, I thought he could feature, Greg, but, Brayden and I had sort of decided to race and have some fun, which was probably made. I immensely enjoyed it, honestly. So whether he got there and whether he got over us fighting, so be a bit of Friday night fun.
Yeah, it is always good, and albeit with a diminished field, at least you gave us something exciting to watch. So it was a good show from you lads up front, and yeah. So are we going to see you on track for some super formulas as well?
No, not tonight, mate. I'll spend some time with the kiddies now, and yeah. So I'll miss. Might have a go tomorrow if I get a chance.
Well, tomorrow night, because we have already done the wheels for the wheelie spins, you're going to be heading down Dandenong Road in a very fast thong.
Oh,
Yep.
very fast thong.
Yeah, we've spun up the Nissan ZXT GTP at Sandown. So I reckon you're going to be doing sub 50-second laps.
Yeah, that'll be pretty competitive. I think I selected GT1, but maybe I had the wheel or the choices wrong. But either way, that's an awesome car too.
Yeah, so the way we do it, there's five different cars on, and we just spin the wheel, and whatever spins up is we end up.
I'm with you. I see. I'm only a newcomer, Joe. Thank you, mate.
You haven't been around very long, have you, John?
Thank you.
All right, well, the Clio Cup car was on the wheel. Let's just be thankful it wasn't picked there for Sandown, because that would have been a long and drawn-out affair. We would have to run that one to time.
Sandown's not too bad for something of that size, because it's probably one of the smallest tracks on the smaller GT suitable or supercar suitable tracks on the service. At least you didn't spin up the Clio at Bathurst.
Yeah, we'll leave the Clio. We might park that. Can we get that off the wheel?
Hey, look, if we spin up the Clio, everybody's got to turn up with a couple of bags of groceries to put in the back.
Yeah. No, thanks, thanks, gents. I might see either or both you tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much, John. We'll, I'll more than likely will make time to be there tomorrow night. That should be a great combo.
Thanks, gents.
No worries. Excuse me. Sorry. No worries, John. And well done on the racing tonight. As we've also been joined in the booth by Jeff Adams. How you going, Jeff? How was your night in the Formula Fords?
Yeah, pretty good. It's my main battler was to try and beat Mav, and I did so. He got unlucky in that second race, so that took the weight off me a little bit, and I tried to catch up to Merritt at the end there and catch those Sagassa in the second race there, but I was just a little bit too slow getting past King. But once I got caught up to him, I couldn't find a way through.
So
have you actually seen what happened to Mav yet?
Yeah, I saw he got hipped and sort of got all mess in the accident, and he clipped my tyre as well. I was lucky I came out of that better than I should have, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty awkward. He just got the right rear. It might have been over your car, and it just flipped him upside down and took the rear corner off, and he had to tow back to the pits. So. Yeah, I think Brett Bradbury. I think he got a little bit out of whack, which caused a big sort of check up, and and on that corner you got no weight on that rear tyre, especially on the entry of that corner. It's you're lifting already that rear right, so the stability, and on that first lap it's even worse. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'll take it when I can get it, especially against Mav.
So how much were you hoping the guys would battle right up to the flag and potentially trip themselves up at the front?
Oh, trust me, I was saying it plenty of times. I was saying, come on, boys, keep battling. That's all I want. I nearly went through, and at one point there, the two boys got together on just before turn one there on one of the laps, and I thought I was in for a sort of cruise through to the first position, but unfortunately they kept it together.
Yeah, we were watching that, and it's like, well, they're getting close, and we could see you got like almost going 3 wide down the front straight that far into the race. And we're like, well, this is going to get spicy. And yeah, Joe, you were correct. With the summation of what Jeff was saying in the background.
Yeah. I think I might have said, fight your buggers.
Yeah, I was definitely egging it on, but I just. Once you if you're outside the toe, it's hard to catch up. But once I got inside that toe, I got into about 8/10 at one stage there, and then I made a mistake. So and then I fell back out of the toe, and so I spent another 2 laps trying to close that gap again. And I was fortunate enough that they were fighting in that situation, so which allowed me to catch back up. But yeah, just I wasn't too keen on causing a pile up on the last or second last lap or getting into it. So I played it safe because I'd rather take the points than take a death in the race and get the point, and and try and get as many points as I can over Mav.
So you've already burned up one of your drop rounds by not showing up to the bend a couple of weeks ago. So it's you've got to be this early in the season. You've got to be consistent and get your finishes up just in case you do have another bad round, because they'll then burn up your second drop round, right?
Yeah, that's right. No, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop a second round. I think it's round 8 because of I'm out. I'm off doing something at that stage as a family matter. So I'm sort of handicapping myself in a sense. So I've got to have a clean season to stay in it, and I think Mav will. The way he's been going, he's got a first, a second, and then this is his dud round so far. So this, if Mav just turns up and has majority clean races, yeah, it'll be hard to catch him.
Well, anyway, it was a certainly good point haul for you tonight, mate. Yeah, missing out on getting involved in that melee on lap 1 has probably served you well. And yeah, I tell you, did you see John get loose at the last corner? I think it was about 3 to go, and where Braden got by him, you almost got by him as well on the right hand side. That would have been a bit exciting going down a turn 1 there, almost 3 wide. Yeah,
I chickened out. That's all it comes down to. I just didn't have big enough kahunas for the move, so I let it go, and yeah, I might have been able to make the move, but the chance of taking Merritt out during it was a pretty high chance. So yeah, maybe if I had some bigger balls, I might have been able to do it.
Live to fight another day.
And talent.
Yeah. Anything else to cover off, Greg?
Oh, I was just going to say, we're going to see Jeff on track at Portimão in the Super Formulas tonight as well, but they're going for the double.
Nah, not tonight. Not tonight. Yeah, I enjoy doing the Super Formulas, but I've been, unfortunately, my neck's been playing up a little bit, so I'm going to play it a bit safer tonight and just call it quits for the evening, and hopefully I can be ready to go next week.
No worries.
Well, thanks, boys.
All good, and well done on the results tonight, and keeping it a clean pair of heels on the car.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the stream, and thanks for doing everything for us. See ya.
Yeah, too easy. Well done, Jeff.
Cheers.
What we can probably do before we go to a break, we might actually have a look at what we've got coming up for the week. We'll cover that one off early, if you like.
So we've got tomorrow night, Joe's probably going to update that on the fly as we go. So as mentioned just before, and we've already done the spin, we have the Nissan ZXT GTP from Sandown Raceway. Then on Monday night, we've got the MX-5s from the Daytona International for the road course for a half-hour race there. And then we go to the Bend Motorsport Park in South Australia. So we'll take a leaf out of Zach's book here. Bring your woolies, bring your scarves, beanies, whatever else you want to take along. It's probably not as cold as the Gateway to Hypothermia, but it's probably not far off it.
Not much different.
Yeah, for a sprint round with the Pro-Am split for the first race on the broadcast and the Pro split for the feature race. The first venture there with the GT3s with us this season. And then we've got the Ferrari Challenge on Tuesday for 3 races at Monza, combined without the chicanes. Those straights are going to be deleted with that car, and he's hoping somebody has a yellow flag ready, because I reckon there's going to be a God almighty crash somewhere in amongst one of those races. So that covers off the first part of the week. If we shuffle this across, we go back to Wednesday. We've got the Gen 4 NASCARs from Auto Club Speedway for 60 laps, or whichever comes first. Then we go to our second helping at the Bend on the international circuit with the V8 supercars for some sprint racing there. Then we go to Thursday night broadcast. We've got the Vs from Thruxton. I hope Zach Caban has stocked up on Strepsils and whatever else and his line cordial, because he's going to need it. And then we go to the WeatherTech Laguna Seca for sprint rounds for the Porsche Cup. And then Friday night next week, you'll have Zach Caban in the booth for the Formula Fords from Circuit de Navarra for a single 40-minute race, and then heading to Fuji International for the Super Formulas for a 2-round sprint over there. Should make for some very interesting racing at the back end of next week. And tune in. And can't make this possible without thanks to our sponsors. So we got the TGSRC.com, if I can actually get it out properly, for all your winter goodies, beanies, stubby holders. Everybody needs a stubby holder in the middle of winter. Jumpers, can vouch, the jumpers are absolutely fantastic. We've also got the rest of our sponsors with cycling across the screen. We've got Pantech Industries, Spreyton Cider, Flash Graphics. Who else have we got? We don't have Bowens anymore. I'm trying to think who else we have.
Ice option?
Waste option. Yes, I should remember that. John drives for me. You'd think I'd remember, right? And yeah, I think that's pretty much covered us off for now, Joe. I think we could probably go to a break and see the guys on the other side. Oh, and Trophy AI. Can't forget Trophy AI. They're doing the Gen 3 supercars.
Gen 3 supercars, great.
Yep.
All right, we'll head to a break, and we'll be back on the other side of this with the Super Formulas at
Portimão.
Portimão.
Algarve.
Algarve. All right, we'll see you there, people, in a little bit.
Evening, folks, and welcome back to the second helping of the Friday night doubleheader with the open wheelers. We're coming to you now from the west coast of Spain over at Algarve and Portimão for the Super Formula double tonight with the sprint races. So it'll be a 25 and then I think a 35-minute race for the guys tonight. As you can see with the in the intermission, the guys look to have been getting their own few little minutes in the sun, doing some post-qualifying celebrations and whatnot. So we're coming. We've got what looks to be a 16-car grid tonight for these guys. We'll see if it's windy there, Kurt.
In all WBR cars. Mr. Benici, evening, Sean.
Evening, Sean. Yeah, we've got, looks like WBR,
yeah.
Whiskey Business, is Trav has a party on track. Unfortunately, I'm not out there because I'm in here with you, Joe. It would be nice to be out there. However, I'm filling in for Zach Cabin tonight. So, however, I think on this track with the ups and downs and so forth, the elevation changes would... I'm pretty good in the VR, but it would make it very, very interesting.
No one wants to listen to me all night.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to do the whole thing on your own at the moment, being you've
Yeah,
a little bit of a spicy cough going around.
Yeah, a bit rough on the old voice box at the moment. But what we can do is have a quick look before they grid up. Here's our championship at this point.
So championship standings so far, we've got Harrison Lillis at the top, 161. Close on his heels, Cam Dance on 154. Adam Lavis, he's hoping he has a better run in these two races than he did in the preceding one in the Formula Ford, and 145 in third. Tom Donahoe 129, Jax Rayhana 109, Scott Barchin on 103, Ed Zamora. Doesn't look like Eduardo is actually taken to the track today, so it's going to hurt his championship a little bit with Jeff Adams and then Matt Schmidtke with Aidan Luthwaite rounding out the top 10. I think the one to watch would be Sean Campbell, who's from what I can see put the his car on pole. If he's anything like he has been showing a good turn of pace in the GT3s, I'd be keeping an eye on where he ends up in the wash coming up that leaderboard, as we can see the cars taken to the grid. So 21 degree air temp, a moderate amount of humidity with a partly cloudy day, showing for a very warm track temp, so she's going to be a nice and slippery track again, similar to the guys did have at in the Formula Fords at 39 degrees on track. So it will be interesting. And Michael asking how the football's going. I probably don't want to check, but we'll do an around the grounds for him just so it's all covered off and
The what?
so forth. The AFL, that's actually a training run. Yeah, it's 18 minutes into the third quarter and Essendon trailing 15 to 52, and I didn't really want to look at that, but as we have a look here at the starting grid, Sean Campbell, Sam Sutton taking up first and second, Jax Rayhana, Aidan Luthwaite, Harrison Lillis, Cam Dance, Scott Bargent, Tyson Broad, Adam Maverick and Martin Davis rounding out the 10. We then scroll down to Trav Party, Paul Wood, good to see Paul on track, Dan Yeaman, Jamie Welch, Matt Schmidtke and Dave Oliver. I think Dan Yeaman managed to sneak a couple of laps in his qualifying pace just at the end of quali, so they managed to do well to sneak that in. As the guys are off, it looks like Aidan might have had an incident and somebody's completely looped it off the start.
Martin Davis.
Yeah, we've got another couple off at turn one and more in the background as well.
Oh, Mav. Oh, who else? Cam Dance,
I think that's
Harrison Lillis.
Jax Rayhana. It's one of the... Yeah, I think that's... Somebody looks to have just...
Welsh.
Yeah, possibly. It's probably not the start the guys were hoping for.
Oh, God. Tyson Broad. Oh, take a bow, son.
I think that's the most parts we've seen missing off a Super Formula yet.
Oh, that was
Absolutely spectacular.
Oh, swept in from the outside, never had room on the inside, and hold the brakes.
Yeah, he did well to recover it there, and then it's just cascaded further on.
So it's him and Miles just get together at the apex. Oh, great avoidance there by a couple of the guys. Mav's been involved. So Mav's...
I think he's
the
been
guys on
tagged from
the
the
outside got together.
Yeah, he was trying to avoid Travis on the inside, and he's just gotten Mav, unfortunately.
I think there, as Tyson Broad's come back on track, where this occurred.
Kicked off.
Oh, yeah, so he's come back on and got Jamie Welsh and Mav caught up. Better go back and have a look see what's happening live.
Yeah, we might want to do that because I was going to get caught up watching replays.
Yeah, that's...
As we get... in amongst all of that, the guys are now on to lap 2 of the race for 20 minutes today, or for the first one, and Jackson Rehana has actually managed to skip away out the front ever so slightly, about half a second, and then followed closely by Sam Sutton and Sean Campbell. So there has been a little bit of swap and change at the front. It doesn't look like Tyson Broad, Martin Davis or Jamie Welch have taken back to the circuit, even though it is a 2-race arrangement tonight.
Bit too fast there with 3 wheels on your wagon. Oh, Tyson.
I think he's only got 2 that are actually touching the ground.
Yeah.
I think Sean picked up that he was riding a motorbike. And it was probably about as close as you could get it. So.
Fantastic circuit, this one.
Oh, yeah. You see Matt Schmidtke going for it. Was that? Yeah. Dave backs it out and just enough to be able to defend his position through the turn. Oh, a little bit of a tap there. Dave going for a defensive posture here into the hairpin. At least we've got some spicy little battles happening here, Joe, and so it makes for some interesting racing. So
we're only 3 minutes into it. 4 minutes in now, the end of the 4th minute, and it's we've already got more than we can get on replay, mate. This is a very, very exciting race so far. We've got 2 distinct battle packs at the moment. You've got the top 4, Jackson Rehana, Sean Campbell has gotten by Sam Sutton at the moment, so Sean on fire here at the moment. Sam's pretty much been unstoppable.
Bullied out of it because now he's just been passed by Aidan Luthwaite as well. So the question's going to be is how much are they actually using up on the push to pass button? Looks from what I can see, it looks like Aidan's already used up a little bit of it. And being that they're doing minute 25-ish laps, it means that at the 100-second recharge, as we can see Matt Schmidtke getting past here, possibly by 2 cars if he's not careful.
Dance up the inside. Oh, very late move. Pulled it up, no contact.
Just enough. Yeah, just enough covered off there by, as we can see, Harrison Lillis with a 25-second penalty from that incident on lap 1. So Harrison is going to most likely try and make up as much time as he can to get himself up the field to try to mitigate what would happen at the end after penalties are applied. So
where we're at the moment now, so championship leader, he's now got a 25-second penalty hanging over his head. He's currently sitting in 7th, still down 2 from his starting position. Second in the championship, Cam Dance, 9th. He was involved in that bit of a melee at the start there. And Adam Maverick, who's third, he's... No, I think he's still on the lead lap, but right at the tail
he's
end
still
of
on the
it.
lead lap. Yep.
And Tom Donahue isn't here.
It's definitely going to spice up the leaderboard on the championship standings after this round.
Yeah, so if Mav had got around that, it would have closed up, but unfortunately, like he did in the V's, right? So it certainly hasn't been a good night for Mav.
Yeah, no, he's most likely probably going to be a little bit irate. He's hoping that the red mist hasn't completely descended and he can still see through the rage. So normally he keeps a pretty cool head when he's in the chair. So he's hoping he can have a good recovery in race 2. So as we are bordering on the halfway mark here. Battle. Sorry, Joe.
No, Marcus Watson. We haven't seen Marcus Watson on grid for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think he was in Hungary last week, and he's obviously not on the grid this week. So,
and he didn't race at Spa. Unfortunately, he got incident points. Gave him a week off. So yeah, and he wasn't Hungarian. So. Yeah, I would have thought he'd be in tonight, but young Marks, he might have some other things he might be doing in the iRacing world. Not too sure at the moment, but Sean Campbell, wow, he's closed right up on the back of Jackson Rayhana. He's making a race of this now.
Yeah, he's just going to have to be mindful of how much throttle application he's got coming out of corners. It's very, very easy to light up the rears on these cars, particularly coming out of low-speed corners. I found that last week at the Hungaroring. Some of those slower speed corners were just absolutely horrendous to try and get the cars through. They just did not feel like they wanted to turn at all. And just trying to get the power down without lighting up the rears was interesting enough at best. So,
well, they're a big horsepower car. Well, not so much the horsepower. I think it's the torque being the turbo. They've got heaps of torque. They don't weigh much. And they don't have an oversized tyre on them, so they are quite spicy to drive. There's John Simpson. Hello, John. Good evening. Yeah, the 57. He's putting it run at the moment. But yeah, they're a very difficult car to drive. Having the big wing though, when you get into the high speed sections, they tend to stick pretty well. But once you lose the benefit of the big aero, they're actually quite a handful.
Yeah, you're definitely right. On the high downforce sections, once you got up to pace, they're actually pretty good. So, a little bit of a moment there for Dave. Unfortunate. See if he can get his flick spin done. Nicely done. No cars around, so no issues with that. I think that's one of John's new paint jobs for Jackson's car. I know he's been sporting a couple of new paint jobs this week, particularly in the Porsches. It was a nice one he had on show yesterday. This is certainly spicing up here at the front, and Sean Campbell definitely going to be keeping Jackson honest for the next 10 minutes here. His turn of speed that he's been showing lately, and they look to have just dropped Aiden a little bit. Sam just looking to keep in touch with Aiden to maintain within the tow. Obviously no DRS in these cars. They do have push to pass. You have 200 seconds to use at any given point. It doesn't turn itself off, but when you do turn it off, you've got to wait 100 seconds to be able to turn it back on. So Sean Campbell sets a new fastest lap at a 1:24.688. Definitely pushing as hard as he can.
Grabbed a heap of curb there, unsettled the car.
Yeah, and it looks like Sam is very much on the push to pass button, as we can see from the onboard shot here with the purple blinking lights on the left side of the steering wheel. That's the push to pass button active, so he's using up as from what I can tell, using up as much of that as he possibly can.
Oofed. Nice and broad. Big penalty. Stop and hold.
Yeah, that
30
one's-
seconds. Contact with car 05723, multiple cars on that one. So causing that.
So I reckon
incident.
that'd be the rejoin, I reckon, that has brought that one.
Yes.
So it looks like Bison is already in the pit lane, potentially serving that. No, not yet. He hasn't made it back to pits yet. So if that's been issued by the guys in race control and through the iRacing black flag system, he'll have 3 laps once that flag gets handed to him to serve that. And otherwise, iRacing will give him a harsher penalty to go along with it, which is not going to be a good night for Tyson. So
An update for Harrison Lilas. Whilst he's currently 6th on track with the 25-second penalty that's looming over his race result, that's dropping back to, I would say, 11th behind Paul Wood. So he'll go between Paul Wood and Dave Oliver, and so he'll be credited 10th. Unless he can put a superhuman effort, another 18 seconds for the race. So he'll be, he'll lose 4 positions for his involvement in turn 1, that lap 1 LA. Dawn Campbell, Jackson Rahana and Aidan Luthwaite are making a real race out of this one with 7.5 minutes to go on the totem pole.
So
You're getting very, very spicy up the front.
yeah, I was going to say that gap has closed drastically between Aidan and Sean. Not entirely sure if there was Aidan's just let the tyres cool off a little bit, and I think we have the timing tower going, don't we? We were looking for the ticker there, Ben.
The ticker was up the top. We got the timing tower now, though.
Sean Campbell looking like going for a move, which might compromise him here for the...
Switchback.
He's got it underneath him. Just open the door potentially for Aidan here.
Great racing by these boys.
Yeah, very much so. So I think some of that move could have potentially been looked at by race control. It looked a little bit dubious from my eyes here at commentary, but leave the boys to race on and leave those decisions up to the guys in the other booth. So
Have a look at that one. Outside, Jackson's covered to the inside. Oh, I tell you what, he might be in a little bit of strife for that one.
yeah, that was beyond the back of the ripple strip and got a hell of a straight line run for that corner. So that could come under the eye of RC. Yeah, that could come under the eyes of RC for that one. But we'll leave those guys to sort that out. So Aidan might have a run here on Jackson at the end of the straight if he can stay close enough. And Sam Sutton still lurking in the background behind these 3. See the green lights on the roll hoop flashing away. It's them on the button when it's flashing, very blinking pretty quick. If it is only at a slow blink, it is in the recharge state. So you can see they're all pushing as hard as they possibly can on that straight to try and close the gaps down as best they can. See, Harrison Lillis has now set the fastest lap of the race a couple of laps ago, I think. No, on his last lap over at a 24.50. He's absolutely flying with all the clear air that he's got. So, as you say, Joe, with the 25-second hanging over his head, I think he's still going to fall between Paul Wood and possibly Trav Azzopardi at this point in time.
25 seconds. But probably even behind Trav, because Wood's got over Trav at the moment. So I think he probably is that 10th position at this point. These front 3 guys, they're racing for the win. Aiden third. Got 4 tenths, 4.5 tenths covering the top 3.
Well, we might have a move on here, coming inside with Jackson Rayhana. He's got that done cleanly. See if he can defend it up into the hairpin here. Aiden going for a move. He's got that done, but he's obviously compromised for the inside run on the next corner. So absolutely cracking racing from these 4 here, and Sam Sutton just hovering in the background, similar to the position Jeff Adams was in the last racing with the Formula Fords, just wanting the guys up front to battle that little bit harder and maybe stumble over each other and pick up the positions as he goes past. So see how that pans out.
Whether or not Sean might be out of push to pass, which is because Jackson got by him quite easy down at turn 1, unless he's realised that he might get in trouble for that off-track advantage gain to pass him on last lap or lap 10. Whether or not that might have been he's like redressed on, but he seems to be back. Jackson's put a bit of a gap on him now, so he's half a second.
Yeah. It's hard to tell with the timing towers at the moment with the push to pass. I think it was the SDK update. I think it was playing havoc with that. So
I think it was.
So we're just going to have to hopefully rely on the blinky lights on the cars if we get shots of them, that we'll be able to tell what's happening there with the guys. So we can see Jackson's on the button there. That's blinking away, trying to maintain a gap. But I don't see a light on Sean's car on the roll hoop. Oh no, it is blinking away, so he could have been in a recharge state on the last lap, but caused Jackson to get past him. So
Jackson is on the button, so that fast flash means Jackson is actually using the push to pass, the extra power, not push to pass, but the solid on Sean is he's doing nothing. Oh no, he's
I think Sean's is blinking away. It's when it's in a fast state and the blink is in a fast state.
They're using it, yes.
It's using it. When it's in the slow state, Sean, that was picked up by race control. So 5 seconds. So that means that's going to put Sean potentially down to 4th position here. It's going to drop him back to 4th position at the end of this race. And so that means Sam Sutton is going to pick up a 3rd place position. Oh no, Trav. He's kept it off the fence. It's at least not a repair bill for the car. We're just going to have to get a new set of tyres.
Harrison Lilas. Who's he tangled up with?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's not Matt Schmidtke. Oh no. So, case of not holding the brakes and just getting merged together.
That one?
See if they're still turning circles in a couple of laps.
I think they might be. There's a lot of Harrison Lilas and Matt Schmidtke crashes on my thing. That's why I was trying to. So they've both got the damage flag. You can see there. They both have to make their way to the pit, so that's really going to hurt Lilas.
Yeah, that is going to hurt a lot. He's probably going to be, I'm assuming, driving angry in race 2.
The Ford Waltz.
I think it's a Toyota or a Honda in these things.
Harrison?
Well, then again, I think it only comes down to the power pack.
It's a first. Hey.
So he's come across there. Well, he's done the right thing and held his brakes. Matt's just come over the hill, and unfortunately, being that he is slightly on the downhill there.
Sorry,
oh dear.
Maybe I should add.
We'll go back to live pictures and keep notes on the front here, as we can see that Sean Campbell has actually managed now again to get past Jackson Rayhana, and this is getting very, very spicy. This would be the final lap. We have clicked past the 20-minute mark, so this is for the final podium order here, with Aiden getting very antsy in the background. And keeping in mind though, Sean still has that 5-second penalty hanging over his head. So it's just going to be a matter of if he finishes, well, he's going to finish third at this point. It's going to be Jackson, then Aiden and Sean in order. So looking at it,
for Jackson as we come to the line.
Looking at it though, as we do come around the last couple of corners here, I think Sam may still inherit third here.
Stay within 5 seconds. Should be able to do. He's currently about only 3 back.
So that would be a on corrected order once we get the points and penalties and everything handed down. That's going to give Jackson, Aiden and Sam the podium, with Sean dropping down to 4th position.
And Dan 6. Paul Wood. For a guy who doesn't normally drive these cars, look at this, 7th position, up 5 from his starting position. A great result there from Paul Wood. Travis adds a party. In 8th, he's up from his starting position. Dan Yeaman. I'm fairly quiet tonight. I forgot Dan, but he's up 4 positions, finished 9th, so that should up the front for the start of the next one. Dave Oliver had a bit of a rough one.
You know, he's still up 6 from where he started.
Yeah,
so,
he had a
if it's an invert 10.
Yeah, had a couple of spins. If it's an invert 10, that's going to get him up on the podium, up on the
pole position. Looked like I did see Matt Schmidtke run it across the line there as well, and Adam Maverick, unfortunately down 2 positions, but still managed to complete the race to get away with that one.
Let's go back. The highlight of the race from
bugger.
That
I think is the word you're looking for there, Joe.
Yeah, that is the word I was looking.
But we are definitely going to have to clip that and put that somewhere in the B-roll, surely.
Absolutely. So here's
we can have a look at our.
Now remember, Sean Campbell's got a 5-second penalty. I think Harrison Lilas with 5-second probably doesn't matter too much.
And then there was I think a 30-second stop and hold as well on Harrison as well. So that would potentially correct the Martin Davis if he did complete the race. That'll probably shuffle a couple of things down around near the bottom of the field as well. So on corrected order, it would be Jackson Rehana, Aiden Luthwaite, Sam Sutton, then Sean Campbell. Then we go to Cam Dance, Paul Wood, Travis Apati, Dan Yeaman, Dave Oliver, Adam Maverick, Matt Schmidtke. Harrison Lewis still with a question mark if he would or would not stay ahead of Martin Davis. Tyson Broad, Jamie Welch and Trent Allen, though I do believe Trent I don't think took to the, I think he didn't take to the grid, and I think Jamie had parked up after lap 1 on the first race.
A look at what we're here. Fuji next week. So obviously we're at Portimão now. Fuji International Speedway next week now. This is one I'm really, really looking forward to. I think that the F1 style, high downforce, big horsepower style cars absolutely suit Fuji perfectly. I'm not sure which version he's using, whether or not he's got the little chicane around the back section, the little tight chicane, which the F1s, I think the F1, not F1, sorry.
I can't, the GTs run with the chicane at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, so
I think these would be run without that, because
without the chicane.
It's an absolute nightmare to get them out of that corner.
Yes, it is. So, but yeah, Fuji, that's true. I can't wait to see these next week there. I think it's fantastic. Now, just let me go. I did this live. I know that there is there's actually a vote at the moment between Navarra and Aragon for round 7 on August 22nd. So the guys that are racing, watching this back, get into the Discord, and you can actually vote between Navarra or Aragon for round 7. I will tell you that there is one of those 2 tracks that is absolutely out front at the moment. I won't name which one.
Looks like the guys are taking to the grid. So
they are, yes. That's I need this one. Yeah.
So we've got Dave Oliver, Dan Yeaman, Trav Azzopardi, Paul Wood, Cam Dance, Scott Bargent, Sam Sutton, Aidan Luthwaite, Jackson Rayhana and Sean Campbell. And then we've got Adam Maverick, Matt Schmidtke, Harrison Lillis, and we are off and running. So I'd be watching for the fast guys coming through the field. Looks like Harrison Lillis was caught up there. It looked like there was a clip of wheels, and I think it was with Matt Schmidtke off the start line as they possibly both went for a gap in the middle of the field that was diminishing rather quickly. There we've got Trav Azzopardi on screen, chasing down Dan Yeaman. Dan Yeaman's managed to skip away at the front here, so he's done that well. He's up one position off the second, off the front row. Managed to nab that. And we can see some of the fast guys starting to peel through. Jackson Rayhana and Cam Dance both getting sideways out of the corner.
Oh, Dan's out over the rough part.
Yeah, though Jackson's managed to be able to keep it inside the lines. We will go back and check out a replay of the start there momentarily once these guys somewhat get settled down. This could get spicy rather quickly. So we've got a little bit of a breakaway here at the front with the front guys. Guys in the mid-pack are still going to try and argue this 2x2 as Jamie Welch is going to try and find his feet again after the incidents in the first race. We've got Trav Azzopardi here with Dave Oliver for company behind him.
Outstanding paint job too, I've got to say. Very Benetton-ish.
I think we're going more for the Senna-esque.
Senna-esque with the colours?
Yeah, no, look, to be honest, it was a case of throw it together. We need blue and we need yellow in the car, and my brother's a fan of green, so he threw the green on it for a bit of difference this time round. So as we go back to the start here, and we can watch Harrison Lillis and Matt Schmidtke, the car on the row in front. So they've both gone, and I'm not entirely sure who went for what, where.
I think Schmidt actually
checked up for a slow car? Well, yeah, it's hard to tell. Because it looked like they were potentially checking up for a car in front.
So
slow car, I think.
Car in front of Schmidtke's moved to the left, and Matt's had the run. And it's
I think Matt's just slowly jinked a little to the left, and they just happened to lock wheels and come together. Unfortunate for both the guys. It looks like Matt Schmidtke, I think, has parked it and gone home.
Yeah, very much a racing instead of that one. Just unlucky off the start. I mean, Matt was reacting to a car in front of him and probably didn't realise he had somebody so close on his left. It'll be interesting to see the call from race control on that one.
As we can see here, it looks like yeah, it looks like the guys have, all the fast guys have somehow managed to work their way through the field up to the front. So we've got Dan Yeaman up the front, Sam Sutton, Cam Dance, Jackson Rayhana and Sean Campbell now in the top 5.
Oh, no, Trav, into him.
Well, they were side by side. We'll leave that one up to RC again. I'm going to stay out of that.
Was there overlap? Oh, yeah.
Questionable. I'm staying out of it.
Leave that one up to the powers that be, I think.
Certainly making for Smith.
Way up the front here at the moment. 3 seconds to the good. He's, half a second.
No, he's only half a second to the good. Then they've got a 3-second gap to Jackson Rayhana. So if Cam Dance and Sean Campbell don't harass Jackson too much, there's every chance he'll be able to drag them up to the back of Sam and Dan.
Hey mate, Jamie had a rough start to race 1, so he's made his way up 9 positions already in race 2. Avoided that the incidents at the start. Seems to be that a lot of the deaths in this particular class, it seems to be off the start. So it's such a tricky car to get off the line on the cold tyre.
Yeah, they're very easy to light up on a cold tyre launch.
Oh! That Campbell had a massive
Yeah.
moment right there.
Deemed a net code racing incident, so no further action for that. Unfortunately for the guys, it's pretty much put their race to the sword for tonight. So
Here's the moment. Got up. Oh, right there. Oh, he got onto the rough part of the
it was on the ripple strip
there, and it just straightened the car up, like snapped straight. So he's probably lucky to catch that one. That's what he did.
yeah, and being it is one of the newer tracks, the service actually has those wonderful 3D curbs here, so they are rather aggressive on stiffly sprung and set up cars. So it would be very easily to unsettle it on the curbing.
Oh, Sam Sutton's gotten by Dan Yeaman.
Yeah, I believe he got past him at the top of the hill on a couple of laps ago. So, but looks to be that Sam and Dan are just happy to swap positions here and potentially use each other up to try and eke that gap out to Jackson behind. Excuse me, folks.
Oh, Yeaman, big moment there. Almost took the two boys out of it.
Yeah, blue on blue action, probably not the best idea when you've got that much of a gap to one of the fast guys behind, which is diminishing slowly. They're down to 1.9 seconds. So they're not going to want to battle too much because I reckon you give Jackson a sniff, he's going to be there quicker than you can think about it. He does have Aiden in for company, who has Sean behind him. Going to be I reckon the guys at Auburn are probably hoping for a 1-2-3 potentially again. So see what Aiden can do there to chase down and get past Jackson. Case of trying not to burn the tyres off too much. Burn the tyres off on these things, and they, after, as I found out last week at Hungaroring, you burn them off too quickly and they drop. It's like they just drop off a cliff.
So they're
very easy.
Are they temperature sensitive or wear sensitive, these cars?
I think it's just wear. But I think it's probably actually a mix of both, really. I mean, the track's hot, it's going to be slippery, and if you chalk up the tyres just that little bit too much, too often coming out of corners, it's not only going to wear the tyres fast, but it's also going to heat them up too fast. And yeah, I found it was just really bad for certain sections of the track at Hungaroring, being it was a very warm day for the race, and it just, yeah, was not comfortable at the end.
Got Barchin, he lap down. We go, Trav has a party, 10-second penalty for the contact with Dave Oliver, which is, yeah, unfortunately that one put Dave Oliver on the hook, so he hasn't rejoined again. So there's penalty was applied to your team out there.
Yeah, unfortunate that it is what it is, but that's what RC's there for, to keep everybody in line. And I've fallen foul. I've fallen under the thumb of race control once or twice myself. So been there, done that, and you just learn from it and move on. As the guys are battling here for through turn one, and Jackson defending very well through there.
Hey, I may be the current president, but I get smacked more often than not in race control.
Pretty sure we gave you a week
always
off.
deserved, though, I must admit.
We even gave you a week off.
Yeah, thanks, kitty cat. Up the front now, Dan Yeaman, he's dropped back from Sam at the moment. He's just dropped back about 1.3 seconds, and he's got about the same gap back to Jackson Rayhana. So that's remained a little bit stagnant, that gap there, but we've still got better part of 20 minutes left. So Jackson's probably not using his push to pass. He'd be trying to keep that for the second third, or second half to third of the race.
Yeah, you'd be looking to use it. I reckon you'd be looking to use it, particularly around this track.
Jackson's wide there.
Just keeping it inside track limits, albeit yes past the white line, but the ripple strip being the bounds of the track. But this is going to give Sean a run down the front straight here. He's got it alongside, so we can see if they argue over the position. No, it looks like Jackson has surrendered the position to fight for another lap.
Dan Yeoman's come back to him.
Oh, I think they've actually caught up to Dan, or Dan's burnt the tyres off. And probably not the best thing to have done 10 minutes into the race. If you burn the tyres off that quickly, it's going to compromise the race very, very badly. And it's going to hurt for the second half of the race. So it will be interesting to see if he gets gobbled up by those 3 cars behind. I think there's been another switch for position between Jamie Welch and Adam Maverick. I can see Tyson Broad dropping down the order as well.
Oh, yep, that'll do it.
Yes, that would do it. Adam Maverick here, up 3 positions from where he started, so he's moving along nicely, though it does look to be running a slightly lonely race with a decent chunk of space either side. Jamie Welch here, he's slowly catching in on the back of Cam Dance. I wouldn't put it past. I would probably say if he can maintain the pace that he's on, he'll probably be able to catch Cam. Sean Campbell has now gotten past Dan Yeoman, so another change of position there.
One of the things, Jamie Welsh, he's been around the club for a long time, and he's a bit of an open wheel specialist. He does love, and he's good in open wheel cars. Like I don't know that I've ever seen him in a GT3 or a GT4.
Oh, that's making it 3 wide into the hairpin. That's a little bit spicy. Jackson Rayhan had a massive moment coming up the hill, a massive slide on which compromised his run. Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Contact? Oh, there clearly was.
Yeah, I think it was Jackson Rayhan going for a gap that was closing, unfortunately.
That one could swing the hammer on Jackson. Dan's trying to limp it back to the pits.
And doing quite well, actually, for the most part.
Yeah, maybe something in that for Jackson, I'm afraid. Martin Davis, he's up 5 positions. Currently sitting in top 10 now. He was in 10th as it was, so 9th at the moment for him. Mav's up 4 in 7th. Jamie's up 10 positions to 6 at the moment. Still chasing down Cam Dance that's still hovering around 1.1 mark. Gap to Cam Dance. Aiden Luthwaite, Jackson Rayhan are close, but Campbell is away now. Of Sam Sutton. There it is.
10 seconds, so that's going to drop Jackson. Where's that going to put Jackson? That's going to drop him. That's going to put him possibly in front or behind Adam at the end of when it all comes to wash out. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Looks to be that Dan Yeaman's managed to make it back to pit lane. So he'll grab a fast repair and get going again, most likely. At least we can hope so.
You got the revs up, he's not up on jacks. Going to disappear. I hope not.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens.
He's been there for over a minute.
I think he's put it away, I think. little bit of a thinned field. It is spread the guys out a fair bit around the track. So there's only a couple little hotspot battles here. So we've got Paul Wood and Martin Davis here within close proximity, keeping each other company. And back up the front here, we've got Sean Campbell closing ever so slightly, lap by lap, on the back of Sam Sutton. The gap now hovering at about 1.6. And Cam Dance is hanging around on the back of Jackson Rehana's car as well. And the gap just under a second. We can manage to get that done a little bit easier.
Gap Jamie a look. Yeah, he's got it out around about a second and a half. A solid drive for Jamie though. He's so good at looking after the tyres, so I wouldn't mind betting that Jamie will get into this fight towards the end of the race. Jackson Rehana, he's got Cam Dance all over him now. He'll be frustrated with that penalty and the like. Jackson's pretty hard on himself, so he'll be dirty on himself for not only for the contact but the penalty that goes along with it. He just duck into the booth here. Oh, here you are, Dan. I'll drag you in, mate. I can see you there. Good evening, Mr. Yeaman. We were just saying, Jackson, I'm sure he probably would apologise, or he will at some stage. He'll be pretty hard on himself for that contact, but you having a pretty... Looked like you had a fair old handful after starting up front there with your teammate, and you had a couple of wiggles trying to hang with him.
Yeah, Joe, just a case of this is a tough car, and I literally rocked up on no practice tonight and barely got a lap in qualifying in, so we're well behind the 8-ball with the rest of the boys tonight. And yeah, was pushing to try and in that race there. Now I had a chance to start up front to just see what I can make of it. And unfortunately, it's both come unstuck on track, and then with 3 wheels on the wagon, it didn't stop for the pit line. So I would have been circulating already on my own, but then even in more so no man's land, and I'd already done enough of that in race 1 for the night.
Salt in the wound is as much fun as it.
Very much so, yes.
The battle for the lead's closed up here, guys. Sean Campbell's all over the back of Sam Sutton. I'm not sure whether Sam might have had a bit of a... He had about 1.8 seconds.
It was 1.6. But I reckon Sean's probably been on the button, and if Sam hasn't been, or Sam has been on recharge, there's every chance that he's been able to close that gap down. But it's a question for you, Dan, for the short number of laps that you were doing. How were the tyres feeling after pushing as hard as you were at the front? I found last week at Hungaroring that if you pushed them too hard, too fast, they kind of fell off a cliff.
In that little part of the race that I did there for the feature, felt pretty consistent, even with the way I was driving the car. And certainly, whilst I was getting a little loose at points, certainly not trying to... I'm keeping it in mind that, yes, I need to be mindful. I can give you a push-to-pass update as Campbell just hit the button coming through the final corner. Well, even by the end of this front stretch run here, Sam's used more push-to-pass in this race to the tune of nearly 20 seconds versus Sean. Sean is just that quick in these cars, it seems, right now.
So one question for you, Dan. The difference in lap time between being on the button and off the button, are we just saying that Sean chased Sam down there was a 1.6 second gap. He closed down 1.2 seconds of it in a lap. Is that roughly what the delta is between doing a lap using the power function versus not? Like what sort of a delta is there between the two?
It's actually a good question. I can't give you a ton of numbers from myself, but if you get it all right, you could probably earn 6, 7, I'd probably say 7 to 8 tenths a lap is possible on the button, because a lot of it comes down to draft as well as just your confidence in the car. If you do manage things well enough, it will just get faster as the race goes on and you burn the fuel out of it. And so I would just say that at this stage, as much as Sam is one of our best drivers at orbit drop, Sean is just on another level, it seems, tonight when it comes to the car track confidence, and he's finding the extra limit to really open the car up, get the power down, and carry more mid-corner speed to boot. Probably braking a little bit later as well, and just, you know, he's finding time everywhere, and it's not purely down to the push to pass, because, yeah, he's still got... In fact, Sam's on the button now. There's now near 40-second delta in Sean's favour on push to pass.
And it does also come, as Dan's saying, it does come down to how much trust you have in the car and how much you lean on the car. I found that last week. Just some of the guys that I was racing around, you can lean on the car and it'll stick. You just hope it sticks. So.
100%, yeah. Where you position the car will alter that quite a bit, but yeah, if you get the right entry line, you can carry so much speed in these cars. I mean, they are very much closer to F1 than F2. For those who haven't seen these things and how they drive, just that there is a bit of turbo lag as well to worry about. So you can get away with a bit of throttle initially, but you have to be mindful that when it all spools up, it could come to you pretty quickly, and that's where you get the slipping and sliding if you're not too careful.
I think I was talking earlier on with Greg about it. The limited driving I've had with it, this car feels like it's got like an overabundance of torque, very low in the ranges. Jamie Welsh is up behind, up beside Cam Dance there. Looks like he had a bit of a slide, which got him the overlap, so he's got the job done here.
Well, it's not done yet.
They're both on the button. This is not done yet at all.
And draft.
Oh no! I think they might have been trying to avoid Jackson there, and they've both ended up worse for wear. And Jamie Welch has completely annihilated that car on the fence.
Actually, having come up as damage from.
Yeah, it looks like Cam's got away with it. A bit like how Jackson got away with hitting me. So it would appear that lucky for Cam, unlucky for Jamie in terms of, the damage bill. Although front right of Cam's wing is a little crumpled, which is actually, funnily enough, it's the side of the car that Jamie hit. You can just see on the broadcast, you just went to a replay a moment ago as well.
Yes. Yeah, a bit of a tweak on the front corner of Cam's car. What I was going to say there, in my limited driving that I've done with this car, like, this is a car that really doesn't suit my style that well, but it seems like the way the torque gets applied by the engine is very low in the RPM range, so it makes it quite difficult to get on throttle off the corners. And it's almost like they're under-tired a little bit for the pace and whatnot they've got. The aero is very speed dependent, so when you get the cars in fast, high-speed corners, they work really well. But once you get into the slower corners, it's almost like the tyres are either too hard or probably not big enough for the power and the torque and the weight of the car. Is that something you find the car that way, or a little bit different read on it?
I'd agree it's actually probably a fair assessment. Yeah, whilst there's a little bit of turbo lag to worry about, you can still, smash it to down, leaving low second gear, like through the hairpins here at Algarve. If you're trying to drive it out, it still will light the rears up pretty quickly. And yeah, it's got the aero grip. The mechanical at the front end also in some of these corners definitely felt a little lacking on this setup, but that also may be down to the way that it was sort of micro locking the inside front tire at certain corners when you tried to really drive it in deep. At least that's the way I was driving it tonight, and finding micro locking at several of the corners where it would just pinch and like lock unlock in the braking zones, just because of how I was trying to drive it in to maintain or maximize the entry speed, but get that wrong and then you end up bleeding time and speed as a result because you wash past the apex.
Do you prefer this style of car over, say, the genuine Formula One or the F4, more something that's in your wheelhouse? Where do you land on the side? Like I know I find the F1's almost easier to drive than this car for me. Like especially the Williams. I love driving the Williams F1 car, but obviously this car is a lot newer compared to the Williams that's in the service. But the F4 is a car that I know I enjoy over even the F3 car. I prefer the F4 myself. But where does it fall on your driving style? Do you prefer this style of car or the slower F4 or the F1, or is this a good balance, you think?
I've enjoyed driving this car in the couple of races I've been able to do this season. Certainly, it's a car that really rewards drivers who can know how to get the most out of it, without a doubt, and trusting both yourself as, oh dear, Paul, that's a nasty spin for him there on that replay you've picked up, and he's actually just had another moment out of turn 4, so it's gone from bad to worse for Paul. It's for me. It's just
throttled up.
Yep.
That magic wing again. That one actually snapped back onto the car.
But coming back to the question you posed, Joe, most of the league racing I've seen in this part of the world has often been with the lower powered formula cars. It's what I've got experience in across the F3, the F4, the SFL. More recently, when that's sort of come in as a pseudo replacement for the old Dallara F3 we got. I enjoy these cars. They're a challenge, and they really put me in my place. So to be able to get a good result out of them means I have to actually sort of do a bit of work to get the most out of it. So that's something I do enjoy doing. It just means that if I come in a little bit blind like I did tonight, then I do get shown up a little easier by my guys in the team than I would do in other cars, perhaps, where I've got a bit more of a fighting chance to sort of muddle my way through it.
Yeah, and the where you were saying about the micro locking, we were just watching there, Jackson coming into the hairpin, and you could see it perfectly. That inside front tyre sort of stopped, rotated again, and then he carried the lock all the way into the apex. So they're obviously very stiffly sprung, these cars as well.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, these kinds of cars, you need a stiff platform to maintain aero balance, and also just ensure the aero platform is doing its job at the higher speeds. And it just means that if you find any little bit of bump or inconsistency in the circuit, you could be prone to a bit of locking. And so that is one of the things. Learning how to drive this car fast, you've got to learn how to deal with a stiff car, and therefore learn how to handle and put it in the right place at every corner to get the most out of it. As I saw Warren Martineau's off. Oh, that's how he did it. Oh dear.
Sausage curb, and he's done the sand trap's actually done its job and stopped him.
Very much so.
Yeah. I think he might have been on the button. He's just dipped it in a little bit too early, and absolutely clouted that sausage curb.
Oh, excellent call, Greg. Yep, he's on the button there on the dash.
Oh, just grab that curb. Absolutely,
and then unfortunately
spat out. Very lucky though. And Sean Campbell should almost. He might end up with another 2 laps. I was having a little. He was just in trying to say Jamie Welsh has got the penalty for that contact.
From my perspective, I had a quick look at the replay. It looked like when following Cam's car, Jamie tried to move over to get past Jackson. So my initial assessment would agree with race control's decision there.
Yep.
But of course, it's very much not my place to be making those kind of calls here tonight. But we're generally agreeing. Yeah, it looks like it will be 2 laps to go here by only a handful of seconds for Sean, but that means we will get ourselves that 22nd lap.
About another 6 seconds later, and we would have been on the white. Aidan Solomon in third. He's up 5 from where he started, but Sean Campbell, he's absolutely been the form guy in this race. He's up 9 from where he started. So great drive by Sean Campbell in this one.
I think he's been the form guy to catch in a few series. I know he showed up last week and put half of the GT Pro field to the sword. I don't know if he was on track this week or not. I haven't actually checked the results, but and then as you say, Joe, he's driven really, really well tonight in the formula.
I think, isn't he one of our members? He's got like a 9K I rating, hasn't he, Dan?
Sean?
8.6 going
8.6.
by the
Yeah, insane.
So he's got a bit.
Yeah, he's done the rounds at various high levels of iRacing special event competition and then teams to suit. So yeah, been good to sort of learn a fraction of what he knows. As Mossy's out in front, it's on for second.
Hey, Luthwaite, job done down turn 1. Good on track there, son.
It's not over yet.
Oh.
Sam's got the inside line for the hairpin.
Both on the button too. You can see that green hoop light flashing. Stick with these guys.
And I just want to know, Aiden's got 2 extra seconds of push to pass, and I'm just wondering if that might be critical because they're going to have barely anything left at the end of this lap. I know Sam is usually a strategy mastermind amongst our guys, so I get the feeling he wouldn't have activated that until he was certain he'll have the button usage available for the end of the lap.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Aiden was on it coming into the last corner from the top of the hill. And I don't think Sam turned it on until he was already halfway down the front straight, so at least going by the roll hoop light that I could see. It looks like Sam's button. Yeah, I was about to say, it looked like Sam's one's gone red and Aiden's gone red as well, so...
Both. In fact, Sam's going to lose it here to the final turn, Aiden 2 seconds later. That's going to be all the difference it makes.
We got Sean Campbell, side by side the line. Sam, I don't know. It's going to go to a third decimal place. SDK's showing a dead heat. Have you got a, Joe, have you got a...
I do have the ability to do that, and I'm going
to pull up the iRacing results chart.
Because that needs a third decimal place, because SDK's obviously only showing us 2 points, but I don't think there was a lot in that at all. I think that's Barney waving the white. I think we're going to go forward one more lap. Here we go.
So that's the start of the last lap. You'll need, so may have to do a bit of a scooting to try and find it.
Oh,
and you got editing.
Bugger thing. That. We're on the last lap here.
Oh, here they come.
Here they're coming in now.
Oh, I think we need a closer angle of that, Joe. Here we go.
Hang on. They're coming. I'm only new to this stuff. Don't pick on me.
Oh, we're not. We're not.
Yeah, where are they? Oh, they've already gone
they've
past.
already gone past.
Right.
About to do a tricky rewind. Cars can go backwards in this world.
Yeah, just chuck it in reverse, Joe. You should be fine.
All right, here we go. I'm probably going to get growled at by Adam for this one.
And
I've missed it again.
Oh, yeah, rewind. I think stay on this camera and just rewind it.
Rewind it. We'll be fine.
Going.
They're coming.
Here we go. Oh,
There they are.
play. Oh.
They're going a bit quick, Joe.
They were. Oh.
Straight to the slow-mo playback, I think.
Oh, there you go. So that
I reckon Aiden might have just snaffled that.
backwards.
I can't. Oh, yeah. I mean, the other option is to see if you can use the iRacing controls to get frame-by-frame playback, but that is a bit extra, perhaps.
Maybe. Oh. Oh, I'm getting frustrated now. Let's just get on with it.
I'm sure one of the boys will be able to get us a
Well, I know
a snapshot at the end of that one.
Yeah, my timing here has got 000, but it's showing Sam Sutton in second. Yeah, I know. Sharpie,
Interesting.
yeah.
Mine's got Aiden beating him by 1/1000th of a second.
I was to say it's certain on that one brief playthrough it there. It certainly looked like he did snaffle it. Just. He did. He got him. There's your timing. 3 point.
Oh, look at that.
0.348 to 0.349. So I reckon you're right there, Dan. That extra 2 seconds worth of push to pass is probably just enough. So as we can see, though, I believe Sean. I can't. Did Sean? I don't know if Sean did or didn't have a penalty hanging over his head for that one.
Not race 2.
No, that was
race 1.
Okay, so he's all clear for that one. And so Sean Campbell, Aiden Luthwaite, and Sam Sutton, Jackson Rayhana. Jackson had a penalty. That was a 10. I think it was a 10-second for Jackson there. So he's potentially going to drop down behind Cam Dance.
Yeah, just Cam.
Yeah, and then Adam Maverick, Martin Davis, Trav Azzopardi, Scott Barch, and Paul Wood, Jamie Welch. Unfortunately, Dan Yeaman parked up for the night. We've got then Tice Broad, Dave Oliver, Matt Schmidtke, Harrison Lawless, and Trent Allen. Trent obviously not taking to the grid in race 2. I think that's everything for tonight for the racing gents, and it doesn't look like anybody else wants to jump in the booth and have a chat.
No, there's too many guys heading to race control at the moment.
I was going to say, she's going to be busy down there.
Yeah, better them than me. I'd rather do this and bugger up trying to get a finish like that.
Perhaps on that note, I might depart the box, gents, and make sure people don't feel like I'm taking up all the time here. Also got an early start at work tomorrow morning to finish off the working week for me. So now's about time to get to bed.
We got nobody else to talk to, so you may as well hang around there if you want to, mate. But yeah, congratulations on the employment. I know it makes it a bit hard for some of the broadcast nights when they change around your what you're doing and whatnot. But yeah, no, good on you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just a case of like the schedule basically comes out every Thursday, and I could be working any day of the week, any time of the week, and so yeah, all of that. That fun stuff there means that it's a little dynamic. So, unfortunately, I won't be available next Wednesday night for those watching along tonight. But it sounds like Matt Schmicke will be able to deputise for me live on Wednesday night at this stage. So, normal programming will resume time-wise at least, and then I will hopefully have some Wednesdays free up after that to be able to come back, because I do enjoy the opportunity to get some more broadcasting in, and certainly hope to keep doing my bit here for the GSRC on the broadcast side.
Yeah, great work. No, and you do a great job of it too, Dan. You're always welcome in the booth anytime I'm doing it, mate. Your insights into sim racing are always welcome.
Well, thanks so much, boys, and yeah, have yourselves a good evening, and I'll make my way out and maybe try and watch a bit of this back tomorrow morning on the way in or out of work.
Have a good laugh there at the end of the race.
Yeah, you'll have a good laugh. You'll have a good laugh at Joe attempting to do a waltz when Matt Schmidtke got tangled up in race 1.
That was hilarious, by the way. But that's almost worth going back and having a look at now, to be honest.
Yeah, if you've got a bookmark there somewhere, yes, when Joe trying to do the waltz, there was a couple of guys getting tangled up after the one of the downhills and doing circles in the middle of the road. So,
very good.
Trying to find it, are you, Joe?
Sorry?
Are you trying to find it, or are we going to leave it on that
Hang
note?
on. What were we trying to have a look at? Sorry, I'd got a message from race control.
Was Matt Schmidtke doing circle work in the middle of the track when he was dancing?
That was in this race, was that in this one? First one. That was in race 1. I don't think I can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to get one of the boys to pull it out of a replay so we can put it into the B-roll or something.
Yep. So, All good. So what we can do, we'll have a look at the broadcast schedule again for next week. So tomorrow night, we've got the ZXP Nissan Flying Thong at Sandown. We'll work out the laps. Generally, 200 kilometres of racing is what we do. Monday nights, MX5s, Daytona International Speedway Road Course. Now, that one is going to be a cracking race. It's a great circuit, lots of drafting for the masses, so that should keep all the boys involved in the draft pack and making things happen. So looking forward to that one. The Pro-Am, I think, is the race 1 broadcast, and race 2 will be broadcast the pro race. Dual V-Power International at the Bend for 2 sprint races starting at 8:30 on a Monday night. Tuesday leads us down to Italy, head off to Monza with a combined, and you were saying that there's no chicanes in that one, which we can see there for the 3 sprint races. So it's going to be a game of high-speed chess. Not like Monza isn't fast enough as it is. Let's just take away the chicanes. Anything that slows them down.
Arriving at the Lesmos after being able to skip the first and second chicanes, you arrive at warp speed.
With coldish tyres too, by the way.
Yeah.
And
so then we'll go to
Wednesday.
On to Wednesday, we've got Auto Club Speedway in the Gen 4s for a 60-lap race there. Joe will most likely be on track causing havoc again, or at least trying to not cause too much.
Trying not to kill people.
Then we go back to the Bend at the International layout again, this time with the V8 Supercars. Then on to Thursday night broadcast, we've got the Formula Vs from Thruxton for a 3-race format there, starting from 7:30. And then we've got the Porsche, following up with the Porsche Cup cars for a 2-race format from the WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca. And we then have on Friday next week with Zach Cabin in the booth, Circuit de Navarra with the Formula Fords, and off to Fuji for the same format as tonight with the Super Formulas from there. So yes, I'm very much thinking the Super Formulas next week will be definitely worth the price of admission for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
With any luck, there's a few more cars on the grid to stock it up a bit more. It will definitely be a draft fest for sure, and it should make for some very interesting racing coming down into Turn 1 at Fuji. So.
We can't go anywhere without thanking our sponsors, Greg.
Yes, very much so. So we've got Flash Graphics. We just had the merch.tgsrci.com. We can grab all of your GSRC merch stuff. We also have Waste Options, Trophy AI, or Trophy.ai, Pantech Industries, and the guys down in Tassie at Spreyton non-alcoholic ciders. We also have Waste Options as well. I'm pretty sure that covers off all of our current standing sponsors. With Father's Day coming up as well, definitely worth getting in there and grabbing a hoodie or a stubby holder or a keyring or something for your dad, or anybody as a early stocking stuffer if you're stocking up on Christmas gifts. For those that do like to plan ahead, because before you know it, that's going to be here, which is actually quite scary. So yeah, I think that's us for tonight, Joe. I think we're pretty well covered off on everything.
Well, a lot shorter post-race than what we had last week with Zach in the booth and a room full of gentlemen. So, yep, we can cover that one off early tonight. We want to, congratulations to Sam and Sean and Aiden for their finishes in race 3. Great work, gentlemen, and yeah, it's been a great night of racing. We will see you guys next Friday night from us, and hang around Monday night will be the MX5s and the GT3s. So be sure to tune in if you can't hit the track. If you can hit the track, come and join us. We'll see you all Monday night. And with that, I'm out. Thank you very much, Greg.
No worries, and thank you very much, Joe, for your company, and thank you everybody else watching at home. We will catch you next week.
Have a great Friday night, everybody.